Hello, princesses, and welcome back to Not Fit for Print Beauty with me, Rebecca. Today we have a concealer video. Those are always kind of fun, especially when it's a kind of a big name, long overdue expected one. So this is from Too Faced. This is the Too Faced Born This Way. We're familiar with the name, right? The Born This Way Ethereal Light Smoothing Concealer. We're going to talk about it. We're going to try it on, and I am going to place it on my Not Fit for Print Beauty concealer spectrum. If you're new to this channel, I will explain what that is for you. I think it's the best way to judge whether or not you at home will like a concealer. But let's talk about this first. I picked up 2 shades. It comes in 18 shades, so you will find something that works for you. They are $26 each. I picked up Buttercup, kind of a lighter shade for the eyes, and I picked up Pecan for the rest of my face. There is a bit of a not very exciting, not very controversial debate that goes on about concealer. You know, it used to be in the early aughts, a lighter concealer around the eyes, just to kind of brighten and lighten the eyes, and then a kind of skin tone concealer around the rest of the face. And some just say this lighter shade really isn't needed anymore. It's preference, do whatever you want. So for review, I got a lighter shade and a kind of more skin tone shade so that we can test it out, but there are 18 shades total. This is waterproof, which is kind of cool. It's brightening, lasts 24 hours. So those of you that have 24-hour shifts at work or are just party animals, please let us know if this lasts on you. It's supposed to kind of hide any fatigue, which I know I can certainly use. And it also is supposed to brighten, which are many of those are the claims we hear about kind of all concealers. Waterproof 24 hours and hiding fatigue maybe are new claims. So I'll be really interested to see how that goes on me and with you guys at home. Okay, before we get to the demo, let me explain what I mean about my concealer spectrum. See, I see concealer preference as thick to thin. We all, you probably never even thought about it yourself, but we all have a consistency of concealer that we prefer. And if you try a concealer at the other end of this consistency spectrum, you probably won't like it. That's how I see it. Just for reference, I try to use one most of us or so many of us in the beauty community have tried. My thickest concealer is the Pat McGrath concealer. This stuff is powerful and potent. I cannot use this because a little bit goes a very long way, and I am not good with a little bit. I cannot kind of tame myself. And if you use too much of these thick concealers, they just cake. So Pat McGrath is a good one for me to put all the way at the very thickest side. Another one I often mention is that newer Good Apple concealer from KVD, also very thick. And to me, the absolute thinnest, most buildable, doesn't cake, pliable, easy to use, and you probably have to use more than one layer, is my favorite so far out of all concealers, and that is the Giorgio Armani Power Fabric. I love it, but let me tell you, if you like Pat McGrath, you probably don't like Giorgio Armani, and vice versa. The consistency is so different. Just to kind of look at a few others that have been, you know, Lancome had the Doll, and that is on, if Armani is the absolute lightest, I would put that here, you know, moving along, right? And Huda has a new concealer, which I actually like, which is in the middle to thick range. So this is Pat McGrath on the thick range. This is getting middle to thick, but I can actually use this as long as I use it sparingly, whereas I can't use the Pat McGrath. That will cake like crazy on me because it's just too thick. So the question becomes, where does the Too Faced go? And we're going to do the demo because I hadn't tried it until I tried the demo. So the results are surprising. Let me just say, I assumed, because this is Born This Way, that it would be smack dab in the middle, and I assumed wrong. Maybe the word ethereal light smoothing should be the clue, but I think the results might surprise you. So let's go to the demo and we will see. Okay, I got my hair off my face so everybody can see everything. We got 2 shades. Buttercup, a little light. Pecan, a little dark. We shall see. So we're going to start here with the Buttercup. Under the eye. My eyes, I look a little tired today actually. I got a little bit more sleep than usual, and that always makes me more tired. I don't know about you guys. All right, so let's just dot it under here and see what we can do. We'll do this side of my face and not this side. How about that? And I'll just put a little bit on the eye. Okay, let's just put it kind of just around there. And let's see what we think. I brought over some handy dandy Sonia G Fusion brushes, which are great on things like concealer and such. All right, let's see what we get. Just kind of slowly blending, very light, of course, but I am going to put some eye makeup over the top of it. We're going to try to do a look with that darn Gucci palette that I purchased. You guys know how I feel about that if you've seen the video. Okay. All right, so here we have an eye that has been treated with a much lighter Buttercup shade. And this eye with nothing. Does this eye look brighter? I think it does. I see some fine lines under my eyes. I don't really have fine lines under my eyes. I mean, obviously I do, but some concealers find them and some don't. But I am a little tired today. I don't know. Let's zoom in. Are you seeing them more on this side than this? And of course, when I get the rest of my makeup on, we will really be able to see. All right, but let's try that Pecan shade, which is the darker of the two shades. And let's see what that does kind of around the nose area. I'm going ahead and just scratching my nose. It's not good. It kind of makes it redder, but that's kind of what we want. Let's take a look here. It's settling over there. Let's get some over here. I have some veins that show right here. They don't pop out, but they show. This is very thin. This is interesting. And let's just do kind of this side and this side of the nose. We'll leave this side of the nose nice and red. Okay, switching brushes so as not to contaminate. I think on a regular day, you guys, I would probably just use this Pecan shade, even under the eyes. But I just thought, let's just take a look at both shades. Okay, so it's very thin, which I'm okay with thin. And we're going to check out if it's buildable. This side of my face has no concealer at all on it. It's other than a little bit of that Hourglass foundation, 7.5 Hourglass, the shade. We got two shades. If you saw the video, I was still stuck between the two. So this is just au natural, other than the Hourglass. And here we have two different shades, Buttercup and Pecan, or Pecan, depending on on your part of the world and how you say it. What do you think? I'm not seeing, to be honest with you, much of a change in the redness around my nose. I mean, I'm seeing this side of my nose about just as red as that side. You know, perhaps this comparison is too, let's see if it builds. This might be too early of a comparison. The under my eyes are definitely a little less dark. Definitely lifted. Okay, it builds really nicely. I'm not having any caking, so I'll give it that for sure. Okay, that built really nice. Remember, there's no, you know, color makeup over the top yet. Fun makeup, as I like to call it. We're still, so here we go with the Pecan or Pecan. And under the eyes, I don't know. I'm tired today, so we'll have to keep playing with that. They definitely look lighter though. I mean, I still have some darkness here, but with only one application of the lighter shade, it's still looking better than over here. And then I'm going to finish the face, and then I'm going to put some makeup on, and just a little bit, and we'll come back and we'll kind of look at the finished look, and we'll kind of decide what we all think. So I just wanted to pop back on here before I put on makeup. I finished concealing this side of the face now too, so we have both sides of my face done. And I just wanted to let you know the feeling is a slight bit tacky, but not in a bad way, almost like a primer, like a grippy type way. So no complaints there. And I'm going to put mostly powder makeup over the top anyway. If I, maybe I'll do actually, let's do a little bit of cream and we'll see. Okay, I'll be back. This is the finished look. So I have very little makeup on. I went ahead and did what I said, and I used a cream blush and a cream highlighter, which I did not powder over, and I could probably use at this point some powder. So we have a tackiness from the concealer, just a little bit. I'm just mentioning it in case that's something you're interested in. And then a little bit of a tackiness from the Rose Inc cream products I use. So I could probably use a little bit of powder, even maybe a finishing powder, but nothing is bad. Wouldn't get on your phone. It's nothing horrendous like that, but I know some of you are sensitive to that. All right, we're gonna place this on the Not Fit for Print Beauty Concealer Spectrum. And I am gonna shock myself. I couldn't believe my eyes. These are actually going to be the thinnest. These have displaced the Armani, and they are now the absolute thinnest. They're thinner than the Armani. Let me just show you here. So here's the Armani. I mean, I don't know if this is going to show on camera or not. There's the Armani. I don't know what shade I grabbed, you guys, so forgive me. And here is, this happens to be the Pecan in the new. And it's just that hair bit thinner, if not on a par. And the reason I say thinner is that you have to build this more. Like, I'm not sure if the actual formula, and I'm not sure if that's showing you guys, but I'm not sure if the actual formula is something we can call thinner, but the coverage is. So where you can do it in 1 or 2 swipes with the Armani, you might need about 3 with this. So it's on a par in terms of consistency with the Armani, but you need a little bit more. But it seems to build really nicely. I put a lot around the nose and the eye, and I have been doing other work for about an hour, which for me is actually enough time for concealer to settle. I'm not sure it's perfect under the eyes. Like, again, a little powder would help that, right? But it's not awful either. I had was it the new Dior, one of the newer Dior concealers, just made it look like somebody had taken a black eyeliner and drawn lines under my eyes. It was just terrible. And this is nothing like that. I think a little bit of nicely placed powder would really just settle things down under there. I will continue playing with this. I'm quite shocked to say that it's actually thinner, if possible, than the Armani. It might displace and mess up my whole spectrum. So I'm going to have to say it's on a par with Armani, or everything is thrown into complete chaos over here on the concealer spectrum. But I need to know what your thoughts are. What kind of a concealer do you like? Are you somebody who just loves these thicker ones? Or like me, are you more of a I can get into the medium. I can get into the Huda if I tell myself to use it sparingly. I don't know. What are your concealer preferences, and did you try this one? And what did you think of this one on me? Because that will help our whole community discuss it. Please let me know your thoughts in comments below. Give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. I sure hope that you did. Hey, if you haven't already done so, please subscribe to this channel. We are building our community so quickly. We are at about 10,000 now. Not quite, but we're getting there. And for 10,000, I'm going to have a giveaway and all sorts of fun stuff to do, because it will definitely be time to celebrate, and you guys are such a big part of that out there in that amazing not fit for print beauty community. So definitely hit the subscribe button if you haven't had a chance to do so before, and come on over to Instagram and to TikTok and give me a follow. I would love to see all of you in the next video. Bye-bye.